Aloha! This is lesson 319 from A Course in Miracles with Hope Johnson. I came for the salvation of the world. Here is a thought from which all arrogance has been removed, and only truth remains. For arrogance opposes truth. But when there is no arrogance, the truth will come immediately and fill up the space the ego left unoccupied by lies. Only the ego can be limited, and therefore it must seek for aims which are curtailed and limiting. The ego thinks that what one gains, totality must lose. And yet it is the will of God, I learn, that what one gains is given unto all. Father, your will is total, and the goal which stems from it shares its totality. What aim but the salvation of the world could you have given me? And what but this could be the will myself has shared with you? And that concludes the beautiful text. I came for the salvation of the world. Huh. What a humble clarification of purpose. This removes arrogance. To the ego, this is arrogance, of course, but this thought actually removes arrogance and restores the true aim of our heart, the shared, unlimited will of God for us. Okay? Arrogance always narrows things down. It narrows you. It limits you. That's actually arrogance. Truth is unbinding the reality. See that? So when the arrogance is dropped, the false aims of the ego fall away. And it talks about how the ego's lies are making this space unoccupied. So when truth comes in, it fills up that space. It provides that fullness of spirit. This is love's purpose. It fills this ego emptiness, this space of ego emptiness. Lies are emptiness with pure love. See, the ego's logic is one of scarcity. The ego assumes this zero-sum universe. If one gains, another loses. This lesson is countering that thought with this: God's will is total, and what is given to one is given to all. This is not a private increase. Salvation is not a private increase for anyone. It's a shared restoration of truth. You come with a purpose. It says, I came for the salvation of the world. This reframes the vocation of your mind from self-concern to service, true service of the heart. So this is not some moral grandstanding, like I'm better than you kind of thing. It's factual. It's a factual recognition of the role we have. We were talking about the role in the previous lesson. It might have been 1 or 2 lessons ago. We have a specific role. That's whatever the perception is. Our function in that role is collective healing, forgiveness. It's not some solitary advantage. That's what the ego is looking for, solitary advantage. And this true humility is the gateway to our power. True power here is the power to bless. That requires humility. To the ego, true humility looks like arrogance. Don't worry about how egos perceive it. The ego is not true. It's full of lies. Hold the truth and all egos fall away, even the ones that seem to be external to you, judging you for being arrogant. You're not perceiving anything that you didn't want to be there. Stay with the truth until all egos fall away and every aspect of the Son of God shares a healed perception with you. When you accept your purpose, your function, your role, and participate in it, you're awakening and contributing to everyone's awakening simply by being authentic to what you are. And this is so easy for you. It's not easy for an ego. An ego can't do it, that's why. But you're not an ego. Look past that. You haven't come for yourself alone. You came for the whole world. In giving salvation to anyone, you accept it for everyone. You give it to receive it. You recognize the truth. No one's capable of being threatening. No one's capable of being judgmental. No one's capable of harming another person. The world you made is based on error. You want to see past that error for the benefit of everyone. You came for the salvation of the world. So, when you start out the day, you might start with reflecting on how your willingness serves everyone's salvation. Make it your aim to remember your function, to remember what you came for. And throughout the day, whenever it's necessary, I'd say every hour and whenever it's necessary. Whenever it's necessary means, you're noticing the contrast of the feeling sensations. And when there's ever anything that's not perfect contentment, bring it in. Bring this thought back in. Right? The thought of this lesson is, I came for the salvation of the world. And you might ask yourself, whatever thought seems to be present, does this protect scarcity or does it serve healing? That's what I want to know. Because when I know, then I'm just going to choose the healing one. Thoughts that protect scarcity feel less than grateful. To the ego, those somehow lead to correcting the scarcity, but it's never going to happen. It's just circular. And in the evening, you might reflect on any way or number of ways you acted from the shared purpose of salvation, kindness, a criticism that didn't get spoken. You recognized it speaking in your mind and saw that it wasn't true, so it didn't need to be spoken. You didn't need to engage in any passive aggressiveness because you didn't believe in it. You didn't believe that thought. Did you have an experience of true listening and recognizing how that extends to the whole? Bask in that. Be happy with that. So, hooray. I came for the salvation of the world. Now, one way that might look, let me give you an example. Yesterday, I had a friend basically telling me, I have judged them. You've judged me. And it's like, oh, okay, you're feeling judged. I want you to know that I love every fucking thing that you do. Whatever seemed like judgment to you coming from me, that's reflecting a judgment that you're holding for yourself that you can release now. I don't want you to change anything about yourself. That's the last thing I'm thinking. See, it's always this idea that someone needs to change before things get better. And the misinterpretation was I was sharing an ego thought that occurred to me in a group, with a group, so people can recognize their own ego thoughts. And he took it as being about him. He took it as me wanting him to change. And I just expressed to him, no, that is not the case. Please do not try to change anything. What I was sharing was a thought that didn't mean anything. And he said, well, I feel like you weren't being honest with me because you didn't share that thought with me. You just shared it in the group. And I go, it's not an honest thought. I was sharing with the group from that perspective that it's not an honest thought. It's not some underlying message telling you that you need to change your ways. No, I don't want you to change a thing. See? So it's recognizing in all instances, I came for the salvation of the world. These thoughts that speak to scarcity, these thoughts that speak to separation, they are not true. I never need anyone to change their behavior. And when it seems like something doesn't resonate with me, it'll be spoken out right away. Hey, no, I don't want that. I know that's not even me. That boundary isn't even mine. It doesn't come to condemning anyone for their behavior or wanting it to change. Our aim of sinlessness, our aim of salvation is shared. So any thought that speaks to a person is doing me wrong is ridiculous. It's not a true thought. And when I give an example of a thought that's not true, it's never to condemn a person. It's to help recognize that these thoughts occur to us all the time. And for the most part, we're not watching our mind so that they can be resolved in the light of truth. When we start watching our mind, we don't have to act as if those thoughts are true. I don't have to believe that a person is capable of taking advantage of me. I can see right away I'm only fielding that thought and that feeling in the first place because that person is believing that that's a possibility. So what I'm doing when I'm guarding my mind, when I'm watching my mind, is I'm watching for thoughts like that and denying meaning to them by saying, no, brother, you're not capable of that. You're not even capable of that. That's how I'm fielding a thought like that. Because my body is for communication. It's not for getting anything to go my way in the field. And I always know if a boundary needs to come up, it will. And it's very clear. It comes very clearly. There's no problem with speaking it out. Yet there are many instances where the ego will be screaming, and when I look at it, I go, "Yeah, I don't need that. I don't need a boundary here. It's not necessary. What I want here is to clear this false idea that's held right now in my brother's body's energy field. I want to help him clear this idea. So I'm not going to never want to make any truth out of any ego thought, whether a boundary arises or not. But the recognition that I'm not being harmed, that I cannot be harmed, allows me to go further into relating and allowing things to play out in a way that things can be brought up and brought to the light and people could be relieved. And it's such a joy to do that. It's such a joy to witness someone apparently being triggered by me and bringing them back to recognition of their wholeness and seeing that their trigger is really a reflection of a self-judgment that can be released now. It's always now. So I'm feeling super blessed, and I hope you feel super blessed by this too. Twice a day and every hour and any time it's needed. I came for the salvation of the world. Have a beautiful remembrance. I love you.